Hey, honey, is it on? Is it on? Is this thing recording? This is TS Madison coming to you loud, live, and always and forever in color from the Outlaws podcast with none other than who? Me, TS Madison. Now, I have an array of guests that comes on this podcast. Some are superstars and icons and everything. And then there are friends and family that are superstars and icons. Today, my guest is a woman who is, I must say, a radical in her beliefs and also a fierce advocate and a fierce Black woman who has, at times, called me in. And I appreciate people that call me in instead of calling me out. Today is going to be very good because we are women after the same goal, and that is the humanization of trans people, humanization of people in general, but particularly and specifically trans people, trans women, trans men. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my esteemed guest today, Miss Hope Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Hope, listen, you are a activist, an actor, a entertainer.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of monikers added to your name.
Yeah.
And you've won the BET
Black and Iconic.
Black and Iconic. So usually at the top of our show we have a segment where it's called Talk Your Shit.
Okay.
What I've decided to do in that segment of the show, in the Talk Your Shit segment, is, it sounds good when other people talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
But on this podcast, there's no humility here.
Oh, wait.
There's no humility on this podcast.
So you asking me to talk my shit?
I want you to be able to run your accolades down from the top of the ceiling to the bottom. Like, you know how I always said, bitch, I was in 30-foot ceilings, honey, from floor to ceiling.
Absolutely.
Floor. Because what we have been taught as Black women and Black trans women and people of color is that we got to be humble or God will take it away.
That part.
Honey, God gave it to us.
Oh.
Why we can't talk about it? God put us in the positions that he put us in. Why we can't talk about it?
Come on.
And it's sometimes it sounds like bragging to people who haven't chimed in on their God-given talents or God-given gifts or they haven't answered the call.
Come on.
Because they're busy looking at everybody else pick up their phone.
Okay.
And so I want you in the top of this segment, this is called Talk Your Shit. You tell them, my name is my name is TS Madison, and I'm the first Black transgender woman to executive produce and star in her own reality television series. Like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want you to go from the top and just run it. I don't want any humility, I don't want you to be modest.
Oh.
I want you to let those bitches know who's sitting over here on the Outlaws motherfucking podcast with none other than the TS Madison.
I can do that.
Thank you.
All right, then. Well, first and foremost, everybody, my name is Hope Giselle-Godsey.
Oh.
Okay.
That means you're married.
I am married to a wonderful, amazing Black man.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Black king, if you will.
Okay.
Now, beyond that, I am the first openly Black trans woman to ever graduate the Alabama State University. It's an HBCU for those of you all who don't know what that means. Outside of that, I was the first Black trans student to ever hold a royal court at that HBCU. Just to name a few things.
Okay.
Then after that, I was the first Black trans woman to ever be invited to educate the folks over at NASA. And still to this day, no one else has been able to do that. And that's educate them on human rights and LGBTQ issues. I was the first Black trans woman to speak at the March on Washington, the 60th March on Washington. For those of you all who don't know, that was where Martin Luther King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. And I was the first Black trans woman to open her mouth on the steps on the 60th anniversary of that. Beyond that, I have received accolades from Harvard, SHRM, SHRM, the beautiful folks at Yale. I've also been able to work with everybody under the sun, from Netflix to HBO to Johnson & Johnson, Toyota. I have helped to train some of the biggest and brightest minds at IBM, Microsoft, Diageo, you name it. I've probably worked with them, trained them to be better people in this world. And I've written 2 best-selling books. Now, they are Amazon bestsellers, but goddamn it, they are bestsellers.
That's it.
Okay? And
no modesty.
No modesty at all. But beyond that, I think that I've also managed to do what most people could not do, which is be my goddamn self and still get invited to the rooms, regardless of whether or not they like what I had to say. It was the truth and that was respected. So without further ado, I am the Hope Giselle-Godsey, author, actress, overall activist and advocate for all people. I am not a trans activist. I'm an activist who happens to be trans, and there's nothing that you could do about it because you're only offended by my truth if that is holding you accountable. And if you feel hit, then holla.
Ha! Hi, Yadabo Shatta. That's the holla I'm doing. Hi, Yadabo Shatta. God damn it. Hope, you ran down a list of stuff, a list of firsts, a list of things. And you know what I'm most proud that you said is that you are Black.
Yeah. Always.
And you just happen to be trans.
Mm-hmm.
Not you're trans and this and not that. You just Black.
Yeah.
You happen to be trans. I do think that there's a situation that's going on in our country right now where people have they really have attempted to strip rights and things away from us because they've made us, they've dehumanized us in such a way.
Yeah.
In such a way that these people that are calling themselves Christians and lovers of God and humanity and we love our country. They find so many ways to justify so many heinous crimes and injustices against us. And for us to be, because I always say that your presence is your advocacy and your visibility is your activism, however you swap it, either way. But when I say that because we remain visible even with them trying to erase us. Today, what is one of your biggest obstacles that you are facing, have faced, and have overcome?
I think one of my biggest obstacles is believing that I couldn't hold space in the room where there were other Black women who weren't trans. I think there was a point in time where I felt like I would have to reduce my activism and my advocacy to trans spaces and hope that those things get transmuted into cis spaces. Because I was a person who wanted to be very clear about the fact that I am Black. Mm-hmm. Before they recognize that I'm trans, before it comes out of my mouth or they feel it, whatever the case may be, they see a Black person. And when I was talking about those things amongst people would say, Hope, I hear you, and this is fire, but they're not going to receive it from you. And I started to make that my reality, and I started to believe that. And one day I said, I have to become the thing that I want to see. And if I allow these people to make me afraid to have these conversations, to step into the space, when I hear certain names, I run away from it, that puts me back in a space where all I'm doing is talking into the void and speaking into the echo chamber, and then the work doesn't get done. I can't be afraid to sit on a panel with Dr. Umar because that's where the audience who needs to hear it is going to listen to me. I can't be afraid to sit next to Ruby Bridges and be honored as an icon because I'm afraid that people are going to say that I don't deserve that accolade. I can't be afraid to be invited to speak next to or be under the same management as Tamika Mallory. I have to accept that I've already done this thing that they told me I couldn't do. Now, what am I going to do with it is what I should be focused on. And I'm glad that I was able to overcome that. It took me a minute, though.
So, we get into the things over here on the Outlaws podcast because it wouldn't be the Outlaws podcast if we don't do outlaw shit.
Right.
How do you handle, I'll lead in with something because I don't want you to feel attacked when I say this. Mm-hmm. I've gotten a lot of, what's the word? Not tropes. What is this thing where they've tried to label me a Black woman hater because of some of the altercations that I've had with some of the peoples and things, which I don't give a fuck. But they've tried to add this label to you like you're an angry Black trans woman. Why do you think that they say that about you?
Because I am.
Oh.
I am.
Oh, okay. Let me uncross the city.
Yeah.
So you gonna lean into that. You gonna lean into that
Because
and
I
be like, you
am.
are angry.
I very much so. I'm Solange. I got a lot to be mad about. And so do a lot of people.
Well, let's expound on it.
So I think that we are all out here trying to pretend and move as if this is normal. Nothing that is happening to us is normal. The way that we are having to pick up and go and continue, like the money that we made last week is the same money that's covering our bills this week. It's not. Gas done went up day by day. Bills are going up day by day. The way that we shop for food, the way that we enjoy ourselves, entertain, all of these things are changing. The way that we're able to acquire jobs are changing. How many jobs you need are changing. And at the bottom of the totem pole, if the white woman in Iowa who has lived her life on the straight and narrow is feeling it, what do you think a Black trans person is feeling? I have a lot to be upset about when I can't house myself, let alone get my medicine. And for some of the people talking about, well, you shouldn't have access to estrogen and hormones. Okay, cool. But what if I'm a diabetic? What if I have heart murmurs? What if I was born with a biological condition that has nothing to do with my transness, but the medicine that I used to pay $50 for is now $400? Now what? And I think that people want to sit back and act as if the anger comes from nowhere. They want to sit back and act as if the words shouldn't be spoken because everybody else is playing pretend. They want to talk about how we play pretend as trans people, but y'all are out here pretending like the world is not being affected by what is happening up there in that White House.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so when I get online and I say the things that I say, it's because y'all don't listen when people speak in docile tones. We could say till we're blue in the face, trans women are dying, we're being murdered. We don't have housing. They just took this away from us. Now they can kick us out of hospitals. They can kick us out of establishments. Or we could say, y'all bitches need to listen because life is changing for us. They are trying to eradicate us. And even though you don't like my tone, you heard what I said that time.
Well, what do you say to the ones that because I've gotten to a space now where I hear this on a constant basis of like they just don't give a fuck. They don't care.
That's cool.
And you and I have shared personal space with each other, and I've always told you, and I'm going to be very transparent here because ain't nobody going to whoop my motherfucking ass. I've always told you, girl, get your money, do your job as who you are, but make sure that you're duly compensated for it. And I think that what people don't understand, like when you get into activism and advocacy work and stuff like that, like you're supposed to just give of yourself, like freely give of yourself, and like you're not supposed to make any money. I'm gonna make money wherever the fuck I go.
A coin.
Because you gotta understand that people get you into those spaces and want to take and want to absorb everything. You can't pour into nobody's cup if your cup is empty.
It's empty. Yeah, absolutely.
And I want you to know that I told you that years ago when you sat on my sofa and I was like, girl, because you was like, auntie, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And I was like, girl, make sure that whatever you're doing, you're being paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you're being paid because they don't care at the end. Tell me, because I can speak for me, how difficult it is when you're doing the work and you're fighting for the people and the very motherfucking people you fighting for got their sticks and bats and knives and guns and everything pointed at you. And it's just like, bitch, how do you deal? I know how I deal with it. How do you deal with it? How does it feel to you? And how do you deal with it?
Well, first and foremost, it hurts. That shit hurt. Like you wake up and your first thought is community. You wake up and you're trying to figure out what the next thing is that you could do for community. How can you show up? And in the midst of that, you get 4 or 5 messages about who's died, who's been murdered, who hasn't shown up, who didn't get home. Another 5 messages about, Hope, can you help me get an Uber here? Hope I didn't do X, Y, and Z. Hope I'm locked up. And the very people that you've done those things for behind the scenes, nobody knows, you never spoken about it, will turn around and bash you. But I think that it goes back to like, why are you really doing this shit? You've gotten on me about this privately because I'm like, well, auntie, I really ain't, niece, yes. Love them with a check. And I think for me, it's...
Did you really receive that after when I said love them with a check? Love them, but get your check. Not love them for the check,
but love them,
but also make sure that you demand compensation for your contributions as well.
I get it, but I think the imposter syndrome got me bad. Even on this tour, I have had at every stop an older Black woman pull me to the side and say, Hope, I love you. But you charged way too little for these tickets for the experience that we got this evening.
Is your minimum tickets $100?
No.
Oh, let me tell you about TS Madison. The minimum basic skills test ticket for me is $100. I'm just at a space where I've given. I've given free entertainment. I've given videos. I've sat down. People have absorbed. This is energy that we putting out.
Yeah.
This is our soul because this is coming from our soul. We didn't do this shit because because let me become a content creator.
Right,
we got up and we started pouring our soul into this because this was an escape for us. And people start pulling from our soul.
Yeah.
This is our soul work.
Yeah.
Our presence is our soul work.
Yeah.
Our activism, that is our soul work.
Agreed.
And I can't stand when people get into this place, because they get on me all the time. They be like, oh, she don't show up without a check. And don't. When you hit that little nigga over there that motherfucking runs my business, you gotta make sure you come in with that bread. Because I done fucked you niggas for free as long as I'm gonna do it. That's all you getting. This is my soul you pulling from. That's your soul that they pulling from. Because when you're passionate about fighting for this stuff, when you get up and you go put your life on the steps of the fucking Congress steps, where a bitch can shoot you down outside.
Yeah. And they threatened to. And they have threatened
That's your soul that you're putting on the line.
Yeah.
And don't you ever feel bad, and don't you ever feel no type of way because you tell a motherfucker, I need that. Don't ever feel no type of way about that. Because I'm telling you, they try to get they try to pull your auntie together like that. I don't give a fuck. You are worth whatever you charge and then some, because you're out here on the front line fighting for people that don't give a fuck about you, who don't have the strength to get up to fight for themselves, and then see you fighting and be like, girl, just lay down, you making it bad for us. How many times have you heard that?
More than I can count.
Yeah. You're making it bad for us.
Yeah.
You don't think us being more visible is causing us problems?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're going through. I know. I was out there in that pain, and I used to tell, and when I've had my private conversation with you, I told you, I was like, niece, you ain't gonna know what it feel like until you really get in that bitch and you really understand. No, I may not stand on the steps of Congress. And no, I may not be at the motherfucking march. And yes, I may charge to be adjacent to the march, to use my power and my celebrity to bring motherfuckers to the march. Yes. But that's my soul. That's my soul. You found me in a free place and you absorb and you pull from that. If you're not getting what you're worth, you can't give.
100%.
You can't.
Yeah. No.
You cannot. I don't ever want you. I told you this from way back. And you see how they try to label you? You're mad.
Yep.
You're angry. I love the way that you lean right. Yes, I am fucking angry.
I am.
And I'm gonna meet you with that fucking anger because, bitch, I want you to know that you're trying to hurt me. You're trying to hurt me and you're trying to hurt mine. I'm angry that you're doing this. And I'm angry that you people that are acting as if
I'm crazy for being upset when you should be upset too.
And you're acting like you're my ally and you're not as mad as me.
Yeah.
Let's talk about allies.
Oh, baby. Ban them. Ban it.
Let's talk about allies. We good? Let's talk about them. How many times, Hope, have you ran into people who have screamed out that they're an ally with you, and then you turn around and you see them liking the very things that are against you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Delve.
Yeah, in and out of community.
Delve, if you will.
I mean, I think that we all have people that will pop up into your life to be opportunistic. And when those opportunities pop up and they show up for the party, and then you turn around and you see them partying with people who don't like you, who have made public statements about you, it can be hurtful. But I always say, what you're never going to do is get me to be out of character when I don't want to be. I have to remind people, there's only so much of my energy I'm going to give you before I remind myself of the goal. You can try to get me to swerve out of my lane, and I just might for a half a second. I might go joyriding for that half a second, but you best believe I'm going to keep my eye on the prize because I'm trying to get to the finish line. And you're trying to deter me from that. And once I snap back into that and remind myself of that, oh, baby, let me get back over here. Because playing with you, I'm going to wreck out. But if I stay in my lane, the only thing in front of me is that finish line. I'm going to get there. You were a distraction, but you won't be the reason that I crash.
Right. I wanted to piggyback, but I wanted to go back to the topic of you fighting for people or whatever. Mm-hmm. As you know, I've been going through this whole situation with the TS Madison starter house and people trying to make it out like it's a scam and we're doing this stuff. You also have had this same situation happen to you when you were fighting for that boy.
Yep, Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah. So a couple of years, and actually she's transitioned.
Oh, is she now?
She's transitioned.
Oh.
So essentially, for those of y'all who don't remember, Tyler was a young boy at the time who had been physically abused on camera by her family.
And we were oh God.
Yeah.
This is that time I was in LA. Oh
Absolutely.
My God. And you and I were on a live together talking about this. Yep. Oh my God! I'm just now. Yeah. I'm just now remembering it.
This was that situation.
You and I were on live. Oh shit!
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
We were on live, and I was in my room in LA. I was just
we were talking about it.
But you took it upon yourself to go even further and be like, "Bitch, I'm gonna go help this."
And we raised money.
So tell me what happened with that.
So myself and Devin Barrington Ward, who is out here in Atlanta, I don't know his position at the moment. I'm so sorry, but he is, I think, a councilman for a ward here. So Devin reached out to me and was like, Hope, I saw what you and Madison were doing. I'm in Atlanta. I can go and do a door. Like, I can knock on this door.
Like a wellness check.
A wellness check. Mm-hmm. And so Devin does the wellness check, and as Devin gets there, we see that, like, they're doing a FaceTime, and so we doing all of these things because you were working. And so now we're doing all of these things, and we're seeing, like, it's like 7 people to a house. It's just all of these crazy things. The sister is talking shit to death. Like, there's so much going on. And so our goal was to get this baby out of this house because the conditions of the home outside of the abuse were just not where a kid that age should be. Mm-hmm. So we get the wellness check done. We get Tyler out of the house. And now we're focusing on, okay, so if we get Tyler out of the house, we don't want them to stay in foster care for too long. So Devin, who's on ground in Atlanta, is communicating with me. There's a grandmother here. So Devin goes to the grandmother. We're all communicating. Grandmother says, I don't have the money. I don't mind taking my grandbaby, but I don't have the money. So Devin was like, Hope, I don't have the capacity. But if you can do the things with your platform, I'll make sure that everything gets where it needs to go. Perfect. We do this GoFundMe. We were lucky enough to raise $11,000 for this baby.
Okay.
Now, once everything gets going, because the government is the government, they're holding us up. Oh, well, you can give the money to us. Absolutely not. And so what I decide is we're not giving this money to anyone until the grandmother is of sound mind to say, I have my baby in my possession, and this money is going to be used to take care of her grandbaby. We never heard back from the grandmother. And so I let that money sit in the GoFundMe account untouched. GoFundMe reached out to me several times and said, hey, if you do not reclaim this money, your people are going to get a refund from this campaign and it'll be considered dead. I reached out to see if I could hit up grandmother one more time. Devin also reached out to see if he could reach grandmother. Nobody could reach grandmother. We couldn't reach the system. They told us that they couldn't tell us where Tyler was because of legal issues. We weren't family. Mm-hmm. And so that money sat. Samson McCormick, who is a comedian who is very problematic, and Diamond Styles, who is a Black trans woman in community who has a platform. She's been around for a while. Both of them I've had experiences with where I've called them in and they did not like being called in. And they both ran with this story and said that this money went missing. And nobody knows what actually happened to it. Nobody's heard from Tyler. Nobody knows what's going on. Hope Giselle stole this money. Then a lawyer who apparently had been trying to get in contact with me through an old email, because again, this was years ago. So the email that I must have used for the GoFundMe must have been whatever I could use at the time real quick or whatever I was using in that moment. So this woman who says that she's a lawyer has been looking for me through that old email, couldn't get to me. So she goes to social media, realizes, oh, I'm Hope Giselle, and figures, oh, well, I'm going to be able to get a hold of you because you're going to care about this. I don't use Twitter like that. So apparently this was going up on Twitter. Somebody tells me, oh, Hope, like they going in on you on Twitter about this money. Like what happened? I see the lawyer. Of course, I contact her. I reach out. She's just like, hey, girl, hey, grandmother has the baby. Actually, grandmother and mom has gotten out of jail at this time, has the baby. Tyler wants to go and live back with her mom. She has transitioned. We would love to offer you the opportunity to be a mentor, all of these different things, but we need that money and we can't find it. So I said, well, did you contact GoFundMe? Well, no. Okay, so you got online and you insinuated in front of hundreds of thousands of people that I stole rather than saying, hey, Hope, we are trying to get in contact with you. Samson and Diamond both ran off with this. And so now it's spreading like wildfire with no facts, no nothing. The lawyer goes and calls GoFundMe and within 24 hours sends me an apology. Now, mind you, I had that apology in 2023. I had the email. 2023 is when I got that apology from that lawyer. I'm so sorry. I asked her if she could go back onto Twitter and recant it. And she said, oh no, as a lawyer, I can't get into the social media stuff. But you got into the social media stuff to out me. But now you can't get back into it to clear my name. And I let it rock and I let Samson and Diamond talk. I just now presented the receipts for that in 2026 because of a situation that happened with some other people, because I got tired of people lying on me while I was doing the work for these very same people. And it hurt me and it bothered me because I would never raise money and then dip off. And people were saying things like, oh, that's how she getting those red bottoms. Do you know how much shoes cost? $11,000, babe, since 2021, whenever that campaign was done. Do you really think I would still be eating off of $11,000? Like, are y'all, certain pairs of red bottoms cost $5,000. Like, baby, if my taste, if you've seen my shoes, you know that money's gone. It's been long gone. But that situation hurt me because not only were y'all wrong, but then when I presented the receipts, nobody recanted their statements. Nobody's taking down videos where it says, oh, Hope Giselle is a scammer. But I persist anyway because I'm not here to prove to you. Tyler's grandma got that money. The lawyer has, in writing, affirmed me. I don't need to prove it to y'all. Mm-hmm. Now, if the court come after me, that's the only people that I need to prove it to. But
correct.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie on me.
So, and I want to say, I love Diamond, and I love Samson too. Mm-hmm. You know, I haven't had those experiences. Like, you know, Diamond is kind of like the reason why I my YouTube channel started. Mm-hmm. From Is It On? Like,
Marsha's Plate.
Yeah, she's the reason why my YouTube channel started. And then Samson he's a big supporter of mine. So, you know, I can't speak to the nature of how what happened with y'all.
You shouldn't have to.
But, you know, I mean, if that's, I'm going to say if that is your story, that's what happened with that, then, you know, I do feel like that maybe because we're queer people.
Yeah.
And the time for us to be separate it's not now.
I will say I've run into Samson at the GLAAD honors, and we've been cordial. I've run into Diamond since, you know, then, and we've been cordial. But I think that we also have to be mindful that in community, there's always going to be time for us to unite on the issues. We don't have to like one another. We just have to respect each other enough to get the work done. Mm-hmm. And I think that I'm at a place with both Diamond and Samson where we don't have to like each other, but when we're around each other and the work needs to be done, we get the work done. Right. Samson, you know, hasn't apologized for some of the things that he's openly said, and neither has Diamond. But I think that they've both been respectful, and I can respect that.
Well, maybe have you taken the opportunity to just say, hey, let's get on a platform and talk about it. Let's sit down and just let me address you addressing me. Mm-hmm. And let's go through some of the things that you said, like call them in, mm-hmm. and y'all sit down and just like have a conversation together so that people can be like, because I'm a bitch that can be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, oh shit.
I was wrong.
I was
yeah,
wrong.
Same.
I shouldn't have said it like that.
Absolutely.
Especially with people that I love and that I fuck with. Even if I don't love and fuck with you, it's still about the character.
Yeah.
I haven't done the entirety of my career right. I haven't done, my life right. Because there's no handbook on how to do it right. You do it and then you do it and then sometimes you be like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Or that wasn't the best. Or sometimes you stand on it because you feel like it's right and then people are telling you like, girl.
You gotta let it go.
Pay attention. Like read the room, girl.
Yeah.
Like that shit was fucked up.
Damn.
Would you ever be open to sitting with them and just saying like, hey, I since you guys brought me up on a court of public opinion,
mm-hmm.
I'd like to show up for court.
I'm not against sitting and talking with anybody. I just feel like I'm tired of always being the person to initiate the thing as if I was the one that started it. I didn't go on people's platforms and run with a lie without asking that person. Neither Samson or Diamond hit me up before or when they got that information from wherever they got that information from and said, hey, girl, hey, I heard this.
Where do you think they got the information from?
Armand Wiggins, probably. Armand is another person that doesn't like me because, back in the day, I know that,
Armand and
Armand
and I have mended our relationship. And I love Armand but here's what I did with the thing with Armand. I had the opportunity to go back and think. Because here's what we don't do as people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, Hope. If somebody that we really fuck with is, or we don't know, or whatever is, and we're in community together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about like that situation I'm going through with that boy that's over there in jail right now.
Yeah.
Because that person has excluded himself from the community.
Yeah.
And he has made himself like the champion for the cis homophobes and transphobes.
Yeah.
So we're not community. So there's no conversation that he and I need to have ever.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to continue to speak to the law.
Understood.
But other people that I could say like, well, maybe Armand, when we were going through it or whatever, I was arrogant and I didn't listen to you say, TS Madison, I loved you. And in me loving you, I felt like you did something that stepped on my toe. And I told you stepped on my toe and you shrugged it off. Like,
Mm.
And that's what I did with that. Because when I went back, and I'm going to tell you, the last night I did Tasha K's podcast, and she brought him up. And I said on that podcast, I said, you know what? Let me think about why he's arguing or why he's fussing about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying, I wrote you on my vision board, T.S. Madison, because you've helped me get through time. Like, all this stuff was playing in my head, and I was like, so I've done something involuntarily,
mm-hmm.
or you know what I'm saying?
Unbeknownst to you, yeah.
Unbeknownst to me that I probably thought was minuscule, that was major to him, that made him be like, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was able to go back and see that, and that's how we were able to mend our situation.
Heard.
But in that same process, you've always been team T.S. Madison, and y'all had fussed and stuff like that about me, and so that's where it had been going from there. And I really wish that you guys would. He's media, you're media. Now is not the time for us we need to be on a united front.
I agree.
More than ever. Strong, powerful voices need to be on a united front now more than ever.
Absolutely.
Because your erasure, my erasure today is theirs tomorrow.
Yep.
Because they were always on the line to be erased. And so I think that this is now where we need to become in a space where we need to be more on a unified front.
Yeah.
And not to be besties.
No, never that. But
not to be besties, but be in a space of like, girl.
Understanding.
We have our enemy is strong.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be each other.
No.
It can't be each other.
It cannot be each other.
Yeah. I agree 110%. I don't really have beef with these people. I respond with the energy that I was given. I didn't have a beef with Diamond. Diamond didn't like something that I did. She expressed that, and then we moved on from there. Because I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not begging a bitch to be my friend. I don't apologize to my mama about shit that I do that she don't like if I feel like what I did was justified. Sit in it, suffer.
Is that the Leo in you?
Very much so.
Oh.
You know, like if I genuinely feel, and I'm talking about after the aftercare, after the conversations, if I still genuinely feel like I'm right on the thing, I go with my gut. Respectfully, but I go with my gut. And I think that there are some people that always want you to acquiesce for the sake of I'm not acquiescing for the sake of the photo op. I'm not going to pretend like I'm cool with it so that we can move on and do this thing because you know it's going to make us both a bunch of money if we know. Because if I didn't like that thing that you did, if I didn't like that thing that you said, we're either going to respect each other's opinion, even if it's a different one, and move forward in that truth that we don't agree on that thing, or we can move away. And I think in certain instances, people have decided to move away. And that's okay. But what I want people to stop doing is the lying. It's saying that I'm a grifter. I don't grift. I get on the line and I speak my opinion. I don't sell anything. I don't, push anything. I have so many things that I do that I could be pushing and selling and all of it. And I don't. Grifters make money because that's the grift. I'm not a grifter. Stop saying those things about me. Stop saying that I don't help anybody when you have hundreds of thousands of people that can give you examples of me being helpful. And only a few people who can tell you that they don't like me, and most of them have never met me. They just don't like me because somebody else said that they don't, and they saw a video where I called out a friend or somebody that they could relate to, or maybe them. And now it's fuck Hope Giselle. Stop it. Stop being jealous and not being able to name the jealousy, what it is. I'm okay if you say, I don't like that bitch because she thinks she the hot shit, and every time I turn around, she twirling in the designer. It's okay to say that. You don't have to make up a lie that makes me look like a bad person. I can be a good person who you just don't fuck with. And that's cool. But when we go into spaces where we feel like we have to tear people down and make up things about them in order to get other people to hate them or dislike them, instead of just saying, it's cool if y'all like her. I think she's an arrogant, narcissistic bitch. Say that. Don't say I'm a grifter.
Oh, okay. You mentioned a moment ago about your mom.
Yeah.
Where are you, where are y'all at? Because I know that y'all have had a tumultuous relationship. Where are you with your mom now?
We're okay. She actually apologized to me for the first time in life ever, right before the Miami stop of the tour.
What happened?
She called me.
No. What happened?
Everything. She apologized.
No.
What happened to make her apologize? Why did she have to apologize?
What happened that y'all relationship is tumultuous?
Oh, I'm trans.
Ah.
Yeah.
There it is. That's what I was fishing for.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the core.
Yeah. I'm trans. And, my mama clearly had a desire or a plan
a son.
For my life. Yeah.
Yeah. That's usually what happens with parents.
Yeah.
But once they realize, and once people realize that your children are not your property.
Yeah.
Your children are your children, and your children are human beings.
How my own life to live. You lived yours. Yeah. I got this.
So how did it first start?
The day my mother told me that if I ever come home as anything other than her son, she didn't know me and she wasn't coming to the funeral.
Wait a minute. So she had already killed you off?
Yeah.
Like my dad.
Yeah.
My dad said to me, well, what's going to happen to all these things when you die? And I said, well, what makes you think I'm going to die before you?
Right.
You are older. Kids sometimes, majority of the time, bury their parents. So you're in my home looking around saying,
plotting on my things.
Where's this
go when you die?
When I die.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, so you think because I'm queer that I'm automatically going to just be dead?
Counting your days,
yeah.
Bitch. Counting.
So, but this isn't about me. But I just wanted to say that stuff out there so I can understand, I can relate. So she said to you,
if you ever come home as anything other than my son, I don't know you, and I'm not coming to the funeral.
Your response?
I was, maybe 10? I cried. Because how is my mama, my best friend, my protector, my person, the person that I know will beat up people for me telling me this about a thing that I don't even know is possible at the time. What do you mean? So I'm confused and I'm sad.
So would you say that she saw the girl in you?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
And told you, she spoke the girl over you and was like, don't come home any. Because you, at 10.
I have no idea that that's possible. I have no idea I had no idea and you're older than me, so maybe you might even know Honey. Honey was the only example that I even had of transness. And Honey was a drag.
Miami?
Yes.
Yeah.
Honey. Honey grew up in PSU with us. And I did not even know that Honey was not a biological woman. And that Honey was a drag queen.
Honey used to drive the buses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes. And Honey was the neighborhood drag. I've only ever seen Honey, and now she's trans, but I've only ever seen Honey as Lamont.
Yeah.
One time in my life.
Yeah, because she used to drive the bus. Was it the MTA?
The MTA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're from Miami.
We're from Miami.
We're from Miami, honey.
We're from Miami.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my only example. And I did not know until I saw Honey as Lamont. And then I understood drag vaguely. But I did not think that it was possible for you to be the other.
Now, I'm going to dig a little deep, and if it gets too personal, you tell me, hey, auntie, I don't feel comfortable, and I will stop.
Okay.
But we do like to get to the core of stuff. You are full complete now.
Yeah.
How was that talking to your mom, who already was like, at 10 years old, bitch, don't you come here other than anything else but my son.
Yeah.
And now her son is completely her daughter now.
Yeah, yeah.
How was it talking to your mom about I want to word this correctly, and I want to weave myself into this because I'm pro pre-op. And that doesn't mean that I'm anti-post-op.
Right.
It just means that I kept my dick. And I'm at one with it, and I'm still trans.
Understood.
You have the SRS, which is for people out there that don't know the terms. It's just sexual reassignment surgery. So my connection to God, spirituality, or whatever, I kept mine.
Yeah.
And not just because it made me money, but even now I'm not in that field. Like I feel at one, I totally, when I get naked and see myself naked, I enjoy all of it.
Okay.
All that I see. And so there was a time in my life that I thought about having an SRS surgery, but I felt like it was pressure from the other girls telling me, like, in order for you to be a real mother. See, because now cisgender women will say stuff like, "Oh, this a real motherfucking trans, but bitch, you transsexual because you still got your dick, you still a he."
Yeah.
When I was complete here. I'm complete here. I'm complete here. I'm complete here. I'm complete here. You're complete there. You complete there. You complete there. Completion comes from
the person, individual experience.
Your individual experience. Yeah. So I just wanted to get that out.
Yeah.
You're a post-op trans woman. I'm a pre-op trans woman. Telling your mom, "Hey, mama."
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be crass when I say this because this is what they understand.
Do the thing.
Girl, I done cut this dick off, girl. I got a pussy now.
Gone.
This dick gone, bitch.
Gone.
I'm a woman, mama.
Ain't no more, bitch.
How did she?
Well, I didn't tell her after the fact. She was actually, I don't want to say a part of the process, but she knew when I was going in. And, the funny thing about it was my mom, I think it helped her really be more accepting.
Oh.
My mama is one of those women that, like you said, would be like, this is a real. Because she's one of those. She's one of the ones you were talking about. There's inherently more respect. Because, well, at the very least, at least you did everything. And I think that a lot of cis women will never admit it. Because even if they love, like you as a pre-op person, there's a piece of them that's like, you a man, but why don't you just, because if you're a woman, why can't you just,
Because my womanhood isn't based off of genitalia.
At all. And I think, honestly, my womanhood isn't either. My freedom was. It was my freedom within my body. Because like you say, you take it all off and you look at it and you love all of it. I hated it.
Okay.
I hated it.
Well, that's too. But you and I both are trans women
with different experiences.
But we're no less trans women the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think that this is what people need to understand. Like when we're having these trans conversations, or that people's trans identity is or should be respected to the individual.
That's it.
And not like the group. Now, rights and living,
come on now,
and being a human,
come on now,
that's for the group.
That's for the group. Everybody should get a piece of that.
Everybody.
All right now.
Everybody in the club get tips,
like we used to do.
Okay. And everybody in the clubs get tips. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that belongs to all of us. And also the right for us to be individual trans people belongs to us too.
We are not a monolith.
Which is going to bring me to this piece. No, are you finished? No, about the thing with your mom. Like, just going back to your mom piece when she says, "Oh, now I can respect that you done got your motherfucking dick cut off, bitch. So now you think you're a woman. You think you're me now, huh, bitch?"
You know what? No, that's the craziest part is that now that I actually did come home and something other than her son, I get less pushback. I get less like slick comments and things of that nature. I just get less of it. I think a lot of it is passing privilege and like my mama as my mama would say, she just happy I'm not no dusty foot punk.
Right.
That's it.
So how long did this strenuous relationship go on between you and her?
I mean, it's still happening. I received the apology and I accept the apology, but I haven't forgiven her totally.
Why? She's your mom.
I don't care. She's a person who happened to treat me very badly for a good portion of my life, for something that didn't affect who she got a chance to be to me. You were still going to be my mom.
What did she do to you, Hope?
I mean, there's a lot. I talk about a lot of it in the film. There was an isolation. You didn't come to your firstborn's college graduation. And you say that it was because you weren't invited, but you knew about it. You knew what day it was. I shouldn't have to invite you. We weren't talking, but I shouldn't have to invite my mom to my graduation. Not when I'm the first to ever graduate from college, And so I think that there's a lot to heal. And some of that is just for us. Some of that I keep close to the chest, that's for us. But there's a lot to heal. And I think that giving your parents this immunity, just because they're your parents, puts them in a position where we are now coddling bad behavior. My mom has gotten better over time because I've continuously held her accountable over time. And I can't get on the internet and say what you should do and what you shouldn't accept and and then in my own life, I'm allowing my mom to call me he, him, and all of the things and all of that. I don't do that. I don't advocate for it because it hasn't worked for me. I advocate for it because it's a thing that I've tried and has worked for me. And I also remind people that just like we are not a monolith, all parents aren't a monolith. Some parents meant that shit. But if there's a chance that your parent might not have meant that shit, take a chance. Stand 10 toes and let them meet you where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all walk together when y'all are in step, but not before that. You control how people show up in your life and how they treat you. Just because you have parent, grandma, auntie, or blood behind your name, it doesn't mean that you get to disrespect me and get away with it.
Right. I'm glad that y'all are in a space to where you said that, she's apologized and y'all are talking.
We working.
And y'all working on it. You've mentioned several times about a film.
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
So Not Your Average Girl is a documentary that I've spent the last 5 years creating. And it's just to put something in the ether that was different. We've had Pose and we've had The Stroll and we've had all of these shows that showcase trans people in this light that I call from the dick sucking to fame pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things
where... You could have called it the TS Madison trajectory, but...
You are annoying. But the funny part is... Okay, the funny part about it is I do have a one that I name explicitly, but it's not you. But it's the dick sucking to fame pipeline that I think that the media wants to paint us in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to look at this story about these trans women, look at it from the lens of they all had to go through this thing and they sold their bodies and this is how they all come out and this is what it is. And then eventually some white person thinks that they're great. And then boom, now you've built a star. And I'm just like, that's cool. But I know too many people in community that that's not the thing. I'm not the only college-educated Black trans woman.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't see the videos about the women that came before me that continue to inspire me to not be the only college-educated trans woman. We are not seeing the movies that are being made about the girls that are lawyers and doctors. We're not getting shows where the premise of the show is that this trans woman is, just a mom, like everybody else gets to just be a mom. And this is a part of her backstory or her life. And so I wanted to put something out there because I got tired of waiting for Ryan Murphy to call. I got tired of waiting for somebody at Amazon to see a video. I got tired of waiting on my Beyonce Renaissance moment to wake up and just hope that my voice had reached an ether somewhere. And I was like, you know what? I talk about all of this shit, but put your money into it. Put your time, invest your resources. If you think the people need it that bad, give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie takes you through those beginning years. How did we get hope in the first place? Let's talk through the activism. Let's talk through the love. Let's talk through the tumultuous times. Let's talk through what it looks like to be a bully, to be ignored by the Black community, only to be honored by BET, a pinnacle of the Black community. And let's give them something that's not average, an unexpected story, something to add to those beautiful stories, to add to the Paris is Burning, to add to the Pose, so that way when we say that trans women are not a monolith, they have media that's representative of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy that it's out, and we're touring with it, and people get a chance to see it, and the reception has been beautiful.
Where is it currently? How are you doing it?
So we're just touring right now, and then after the tour, we are locking down a streaming deal that I'm really excited about, but I can't say nothing about just yet.
I understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. So,
but where is it currently on tour?
So we have done L.A., Houston, New York, Miami, D.C., and today actually is the last day of the tour, and it's in Atlanta. And then we're going to pick up and do a part 2 because it has been community. We sold DC out 3 times. We sold Atlanta out twice because, again, imposter syndrome. I undersold tickets, wasn't expecting people to show up. And then the people was like, no, girl, we want to be in the room. So we're definitely going to be doing a summer version of this tour. But outside of the tour, I also have a give back component. So there's the Hopeful Legacy Grant that I give out at the show, and that's $1,000 unless it's matched by a community member. So in LA, we were actually able to give out $1,500. In Miami, we were able to give out $2,500. In Atlanta, we're able to give out $2,000 because community came and said, no, we want to offer more. We want to add to this. And so you have 6 recipients of that Hopeful Legacy Grant. And then in June, we are going to all join up for a retreat, hopefully in one of the cities that has been requesting us but didn't get an opportunity to have a stop. We're going to do a retreat there, and they're going to also get an opportunity to not only just get that money, but have access and resource to my friends in the business that can help them to really start to be their not so average person themselves.
Up your ticket prices. Up your ticket prices, honey. Yeah. All right, Hope. It is time for my favorite segment of the show. It's called Ban It, Bitch. Now, some people are out here banning drag shows, LGBTQ plus books, and even our very existence, but we're flipping the script. What's something you would ban if you ran the world? Here's how it works.
Okay.
We each get a minute to make our case for what needs to go. Producers will keep track of time, the producers, and they will call out when there's 30 seconds and then when there's 10 seconds left. Okay, let me kick it off to show you how it's done.
All right.
My name is TS Madison, and if I ran the world, I would ban all you motherfucking hoes that be trying to put us in the same fucking box. Hope is trans, I'm trans, Laverne is trans, Janet is trans, but we are all different fucking people. Stop trying to put this whole thing on what it is to be a trans. Just like nobody can put on there what it is to be a woman. Nobody can put on what it is to be a fucking man. Like, bitch, we don't have no fucking handbooks. We are individually wrapped, individually pressed, individually boxed, bitch. And so therefore, stop putting me with everybody else. Now, you can only put me with everybody else, bitch, when it comes down to how I eat, how I sleep, and how I motherfucking live, bitch. Bitch, I am trans, Hope is trans, and I want to ban all you bitches that's trying to put us in the same motherfucking box, bitch. Eat a dick, bitch. Bye.
Like that.
Like that.
Okay. All right.
You ready for the countdown?
I'm ready.
All right, we starting out. You get 5, 4, 3, 2.
I want to ban comfort without consciousness. Y'all don't get a chance to sit around and tell us that you want us to conform and to acquiesce and to be a part of while telling us that you are uncomfortable at our presence. You either want us to conform and be there, or you want to take exactly what the fuck we give you and shut the fuck up. We don't owe you docile. We don't owe you the ability to be able to make everything plain for you. We are not your encyclopedias. We are not your dictionaries, and we for damn sure are not your physicians and therapists. Stop using trans people when it's necessary for you, i.e. media, makeup, hair, nails, skin, and the drip, and then turn around and tell us that we are not equal to you as it pertains to rights, life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. And until y'all get that, I'll wait.
Okay. Baby, she said she need a whole minute. Until we get that whole minute, bitch, I'll wait too, bitch. Hope, I want to say that I'm proud of you. I'd like to say I'd like to take a little bit of credit in some of your trajectory.
Come on now.
You know, when I first got my television show, you were someone that I wanted to make sure got in the door, because I know my strengths and I know my weakness. My strength is this.
Come on.
My strength is reach.
Come on.
My strength is presence. My strength is always going up against the status quo. My strength is me not conforming to what is and what is supposed to be. My strength is making my own way. And so, but I also know my weaknesses. I also know that I don't know everything about like all the numbers with trans people and stuff, because I'm busy.
Yeah, performing
and entertaining and stuff like this, or whatever. And so what I've always tried to do with my platform is always where I feel that I'm weak or I feel that I'm not knowledgeable, I try to pull in and be like, hey, well, I may not be able to speak to this, but I got a motherfucking bitch that'll come in and tell you hoes up, bitch. And not only that, and you speak it from a way like, oh, well, that's what I wanted to say, but I just didn't know how to say it like that. But I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I know that I have the ears of the streets. I have the ears of the white.
Come on.
I have the ears of the thing. I have the presence to do that. And there's sometimes you need to lean on the power that you have to pull in those that have that power too. And I've always saw that power in you. And that's why I was just like, come on, Hope, because let me, you know. And on the show, my dad called me, and my dad was calling me Tim and this and the other, and the blah, blah, blah. You was like, girl, and you were tearing me up on the show. You was like, girl, I don't appreciate how you sit up here and let your dad. And I was like, but Hope, he's learning. And you was like, nah, bitch, he ain't learning.
No.
He ain't learning. He know.
He know. Like shit.
I
still stand on that.
He know how to ask you for your fucking money.
Come on. A brand new truck.
Yes.
Girl.
He know how to do that. So he know your name, Madison, bitch.
I dare you.
So put your foot on that nigga's nuts and tell him to motherfucking call you Madison. And I've been doing it ever since my name Madison in his phone. It better be. I don't know what it is in his phone, because I block that motherfucker sometimes. I call him here and there.
Every now and then.
Every now and then. See how he doing, you know.
Make sure he not doing wrong.
Yeah, making sure that he know that the $85 is all going to my mama.
Should anything happen,
it's all going to my mama.
All right now.
Now, I love you from afar. I don't know you like that nigga.
Look, Proud Mary keep on burning.
But big wheels will definitely keep on turning. Any last words that you want to say to the people out there that are watching?
Run your race. Stop allowing everybody to make you feel like there's something that's missing on the outside. Keep your peripheral straight. Lean in on the people that you need. Throw away the bullshit that you don't. And find peace. Find a way to find peace in the midst of the noise, even if that means that you got to let it go sometimes. It's okay if the algorithm misses you. It's okay if you don't post today. It's okay if you take that mental health break, but come back 10 times as hard and run it at the pace that feels comfortable for you. Stop getting winded, allowing other people to believe that their pace is where you should keep up with, because you're going to miss out on your blessing going faster than you should be.
Hope, it was a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you for having me.
You look good, bitch.
Look, I be trying.
You look good. And I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see your movie, your documentary.
Yes.
And you know, and lastly, tell the people where to find you.
Find me over at hopegiselle.com. All of the links to support all of our upcoming endeavors are going to be there, and so is my social media.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Outlaws with TS Madison and my special guest today, Hope Giselle. What's your last name?
Godsey.
Godsey. Hope Giselle. Goddamn Godsey.
Uh-huh.
We'll stick around. We'll have a part 2, honey, after this situation.
Indeed.
All right, y'all. Bye.